Harry, this is Lord Potato. This is What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of WD Gaster, Part 2. And let me do a recap on what happened last time. I don't know why my eyes are kind of tired, but yeah, I felt kind of tired. Jesus Christ, how the fuck am I tired after starting to do this What If? Fuck. So, this will be... Yeah, so this is part 2. And what happened last time was where Naruto, he is pale white. He does have blue eyes. He had yellow hair, but of course, when what's it called, Minato and Kushina died, still sealing the whole nine tails inside Naruto. Naruto was adopted by what's called Zakaron, Kakashi's younger brother. Zakaron wanted to repay what's called Minato Namikaze for the kindness he did for him when he was younger. So of course Zakaron takes care of Naruto instead of Kakashi, because Kakashi's an Anbu and he can't really take care of children. He doesn't know how to. So yeah. So when Naruto was training with Zakaron and element jutsus, Naruto has lightning infinity that usually his lightning is white and black. It's a very higher infinity than Zakaron. Zakaron's infinities are pretty high. Mostly lightning is the highest one since he's a Hotake. But how Zakaron looks like, he has ember color eyes and light blue hair. He doesn't look nothing like his father, but his mother more. I mentioned that last time. You can see the details of what I said last time. But yeah, so of course Zakaron trained Naruto when he was 6 years old in elements, because Naruto was pretty good at actually learning a bunch of element jutsus. When Naruto used a water dragon, a stone ninja tried to attack him. Naruto activated the first time, or didn't activate the first time. WD Gaster decided to take control of Naruto, so he can actually use a Gaster blaster and blast that hole straight to hell. So yeah, Zakaron saw this. Zakaron did not tell the third Hokage for nothing, because he knows if he does it, the third Hokage is probably gonna slip up and actually tell the council members. So yeah, Zakaron is smarter, and so he was in the hospital. Naruto was 8, and I think I just left that at the hospital. So let me now begin. After Naruto was sort of sitting in the hospital for a while, so yeah, when Naruto and Zakaron left the hospital people didn't call Naruto a demon. They mostly called him a ghost because how Naruto's pale and all that. He does have a clear blue eye still, but his hair is white. He basically, okay, if you really want me to tell you how he really looks like, search up Hollow Ichigo, the white version, the white Hollow Ichigo and all that. He basically looks like that, but with blue eyes, and of course he doesn't have dark eyes. So yeah, blue eyes. Hollow Ichigo, but with blue eyes. That's how I can probably show that he kind of looks like that. But yeah, Naruto, he's just walking out of the hospital, and of course Zakaron is taking Naruto to this dango place. So for Naruto just to eat some dango. And when Zakaron takes Naruto to this dango, some people whisper that Naruto's kind of pale and all that. He kind of looks like a ghost or skeleton. And there's a purple hair female that is just eating a lot of dango at this place. At this time, it's the afternoon. They were training in the morning, and it's how Naruto kind of killed Iwa Ninja. So of course Zakaron did say that an Iwa Ninja happened, but didn't actually tell what's called Haruza about the Kagegenkai that Naruto activated. It was not a Kagegenkai though. So yes, this is the Yin Yang sword that Naruto has, and it's the fusion between what's called. Well, it's his own Yin Yang sword, but the fusion of the monster soul, to put it like this. Now back to the sword. So Naruto is just eating some dango. Like he got like 3 sticks of dango, and of course Zakuran kind of got like 3 sticks of also. And of course, the purple hair girl was just like eating her dango, and she's just looking around, and then sees this pale kid eating dango with next to this like light blue hair guy with amber color eyes. Now, Uncle thought this would be an interesting bunch, the two of those people. Now, yes, this purple haired lady, of course, is Anko. Like, she walks up to both Zakuron and Naruto, and Zakuron was just like, aren't you, Zakuron says, aren't you that one shooting person named Anko Midarashi? Anko says, oh, really? You know about me, huh? Zakuron said, yeah, I kind of read on you, on what you are and all that. And Uncle Midarashi kind of just shiver on that. Like, she's gonna probably be called a monster because how she was like the subject, or yeah, subject about Orochimaru and all that. And basically, Zakuron barely cares about that. He sees as Uncle's uncle, not as that snake person. So Zakuron says, you want a dango? And Uncle was just shocked the fact that a ninja like Zakuron just decided to give her a dango. The dango, the whatever thing is called. Yeah, I think it's called dango. Yeah, that. And so Uncle kind of just sit next to Zakuron, and Uncle is 24, just like in original canon. Same with Zakuron. He is 24. Of course, Kakashi's 27, and Naruto is only 6 years old at that time. So of course, Naruto is just eating his like dango, and then Uncle asks, "What? Who is that kid next to you? Wait, what was your name? Blue hair guy with colorful eyes." And then Zakuron says, "Oh, my name is Zakuron Hatake." And Uncle's like, Hatake. Wait, I thought there was only one Hatake, and that was Kakashi Hatake. Sakura says, he must be talking about my older brother. Yes, he is Kakashi Hatake, why my name is Sakura Hatake. I am the younger brother of his. And Uncle's like, that's kind of cool. So, your name is Sakura Hatake. What about that little kid with just white hair and pale skin? Which Uncle kind of noticed. He kind of looked like Orochimaru, but without the whole thing. But instead, he had this little scratches on like his eyes. Which Uncle just thought this kid was kind of sick. Felt like he was unhealthy. He might have a disease or anything. No, that's just how Naruto was born. And when Uncle said, "Who was that kid?" Zakuno says, "This is Naruto Uzumaki. If you think he is sick, he has a disease, or you think he's just way too pale for being normal, that's just how he's born. He's very healthy. I don't know why he's that pale, but I am just his what's it called, stepfather, his adoptive father. Since of course his parents died, so I adopted him." And Uncle says, "Aren't you a little too young to like adopt someone?" And Sakura says, "Being 24 is good enough age to adopt someone." And Uncle's like, weren't you gonna go find someone for to being the mother?" Sakura says, "Not really." And Naruto's over here just like still eating his dango. But Naruto is sort of like talking to WD Gaster in his mindscape. So what WD Gaster is telling Naruto, well, they were kind of eating dango, and then he heard WD Gaster's like voice. When WD Gaster started talking, of course, there's symbols like that appears right in front of Naruto's like face, but that's just the letters and words that what's called WD Gaster speaking in. He's saying, "My boy, it looks like the fusion soul between us kind of fused into perfection. My power is now yours. But it looks like this yin yang soul is probably the balance that you have. You have negative emotions, well, negative traits of the normal souls with positive, what's called positive souls, positive trait souls. So these are the what's it called? He has these the original, so determination, bravery, justice, kindness. I can't remember, and these three I can't really remember them. Then he has the negative ones: spirits, fear, injustice, cruelty, idealist, uh, dishonest, and lethargy. And also some mixed traits like these, and also the weaker, not really weaker traits. He doesn't even have those weaker traits, but he does have these, the mixed traits and normal traits. I don't know about the weaker traits. Does that just make them weaker? I don't know. But yeah, Naruto has all those different types of soul. He also does have white and black, hatred and love. So white is love, while hatred being hatred. Hatred being black. So of course, that's the thing. And well, Gaster was saying, so we gotta figure out all your powers and abilities. Okay, kid? And Naruto nodded, and like his sort of like said a yes in his mindscape. Not outside. So when Naruto is just finishing his dango and all that, both Zakuro and Anko just start talking for a while. And after that, Naruto says, "Can we go back home, Zakuro?" And Zakuro said, Naruto. Okay. Sorry, bye, Anko and Midarashi." And Anko sort of said, "Okay, bye." Some of the, tuning ninjas were kind of getting jealous of the fact Zakuro is talking to Anko Midarashi. Zakuro actually notices. And so, Zakuro teleported, not teleported. He did a body flicker towards to the house the house where Naruto and Sakura lives. They basically live where Kakashi's like old. Sakura lives where his father lives. I think I forgot his name. The one that committed suicide. So yeah, they just live there. Kakashi lives in apartments, but yeah, Sakura lives there. He managed to get the house without being sold and all that. So yeah. And when Naruto was tucked into bed for him to go to sleep, Sakura went back to where Anko was at. Now Anko kind of started walking away, and because she was kind of didn't want to be there no more. So who Anko lives with? She lives with what's it called? Kurenai. I forgot her last name. Kurenai and Yagito. Yeah, Yagito. Yeah, Yagito. Yeah. So she lives with those two, and when Uncle is going back to that apartment, four, no, not four, six Chunins actually appeared and told Uncle, "Where do you think you're going?" Just smiling creepily and all that, and saying, "Where do you think you're going, you snake? You snake." I really don't like saying the word, but SLUT, basically, yeah. And Uncle was like, "Get away from me, you bastards!" And they were like, "Oh, what a feisty one you are." Um, so Uncle does still wears that whole like brown thing with like the fish net thing under her, where she wears and all that. And when she was about to just probably attack them, her curse mark started like reacting. For some reason, it started reacting. Her what's it called? So yeah, her curse mark was just reacting. She was getting weaker. She couldn't do anything. The six ninjas were actually approaching until Sakura appears. Of course, Zakuron does have his mask on. His Ambu mask, what it used to be, with just a what's it called? What's called what his old Ambu mask was actually a tiger. So of course the tunings were confused what this Ambu was, and Uncle was just she was kind of blurring her eyes. Well, I mean it was all blurry; she couldn't see. And what Zakuron says, "You dare try to use her? She's also a ninja, and you filthy creatures try to attack her." And the Chunians were like insulted, like, "You think we're filthy creatures? Whoever the fuck you are, you think you can actually hurt us?" Which Zakuron isn't no more a Ambu. He is a Johnny, but if he loses his rank, he can care less. The only thing he can care is not losing what to call Naruto. He doesn't want to lose Naruto, but he doesn't like people like trying to hurt other people. So yeah, Zakuron's mask was a tiger mask. It did have like blue whisker marks, the tiger mask, and of course it was like different color. Well, yeah. So when the Chunies were like prepared to fight against Zakuron, Anko just still so like distracted with her curse mark, and Zakuron just rushes at the Chunings using his what's it called, White Lightning Tiger Dance. So what this White Lightning does, it's like Chidori, but since of course he can't really use Chidori and all that, he uses another jutsu that's kind of similar to Chidori. But instead of that, not really. His both hands kind of light up to white lightning, and he just uses enough like chakra for the white lightning to increase. Let me say that to increase to make them kind of shape. Well, he kind of shaped them up the white lightning all around his body. Well, sort of like kind of tansy around him. But into one of his like what's called into his right hand with one of the white lightning kind of becoming more into an actual figure, kind of becoming a white tiger. And Zakuron says, "Do you really still want to fight me?" And the white tiger kind of roars, but you don't really hear anything. But yeah, and the Chunus were kind of scared now. And of course, Sakura says, "You're not gonna say anything. Fine, then I'll attack all 6 of you." They were like, "You think you can do anything with that attack?" They all get speed blitz and actually slash through so easily. The white lightning like hit them all and actually just paralyzed their body, and also had multiple cuts all around their body. Because the white lightning was the one that affected them the most. They did kind of get electricity a lot around their whole body, like electricity and what's it called? Yeah, they are all now knocked out. Sakaron like stopped his white lightning, his jutsu, the white lightning dance of the tiger. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. And so Sakura kind of take off his mask and put it like in his pocket and all that, and walks up to Anko. Anko, just like her curse mark, was just kind of flaring up and all that. What Sakura did was just grab her and just carry her bridal style. Now Sakura has no clue where she kind of lives. So what he does best is take her to the what's called Hokage. Or not Hokage, he mostly just says, because this was sort of the night and what's called Hiruzen wasn't really there. He was right now asleep. So he didn't know where to take her, and of course he didn't just want to leave her there and all that. And Uncle still was kind of just hurting and all that. Like she was grating her teeth together, kind of just getting angry the fact that her curse mark won't shut up and all that. And Zakuron doesn't know much about seals, Well, I mean, he was sort of trained with what's called Minato Namikaze, so he sort of knows a little bit more than Kakashi. Since Kakashi didn't really pay attention of much of Minato like using seals, but Zakaron was the one to learn more. And so Zakaron decides to take her to like a well, to her house, or not to her house, to his house, where the Hatakes used to live and all that. And when he gets there, before he walks in, Anko was still kind of just like kind of screaming and yelling in like her mindscape. Well, not mindscape, but like she was sort of squirming around and all that. So what Sakura did is just like put her down on the ground before entering and all that, and told her to bite. Well, Sakura had a rag and all that, like just tell her to bite on that, and Anko did what he said, and because Anko noticed this was Zakaron. And Zakaron did like some seal jutsu to actually seal the curse mark away. Of course, he doesn't know much seals, so he gotta go learn about more seals. So he seals it pretty decent. It won't like overreact again, but it's gonna still be there. So she like passes out Anko, and Zakaron just takes her into the house and like puts her onto what's called Zakaron's bed, while Zakaron sleeps in the couch. Of course, Anko still has her normal clothes. Like Zakaron wasn't gonna do that shit. Like he said, "Fuck that, I ain't doing that." So of course, Yagito and Kara and I were kind of worried about how Anko then came back home and all that. And the next day happens. Well, yeah. So that's why they were worrying all that. So Naruto wakes up and gets to what's called outside his room, and of course the house is big enough for what's called 3 people to be living in it. So Naruto does have his own room. Zakaron for some reason decides to sleep on the couch because he could not really make it towards the third room, and that was on the other side. And Anko just slept in Zakaron's room. So when Anko woke up, she got out of the door and all that. So let me mention something. When this whole thing with Zakaron and Anko was happening, Naruto was sort of in his mindscape, kind of training with what's called WD Gaster in his mindscape. Also, Naruto has met the Nine-Tails way earlier, and the Nine-Tails isn't much of a prick. He has both halves, so he's kind. At the same time, he hates him. So yeah, when Naruto was sort of training on how to use determination, bravery, justice, kindness, and mostly the positive traits of the souls, he was also trying to learn about the negative souls. So yeah. But yeah, Naruto also did met the Nine-Tails during that time. And yeah, since Naruto wakes up, we do a little bit of time. But the next day and all that. So yeah, Naruto wakes up, he's going towards the kitchen to see if Zakaron was now making food. He sees that Zakaron isn't at the kitchen, so Naruto kind of gets worried, so he tries to go towards Zakaron's room and open it. And instead of seeing Zakaron, he sees that purple haired girl named Anko Midarashi. Which the first instinct Naruto gets, Anko broke into the house and sleep in Zakaron's room. So the first thing he does is kind of scream, since he's only 6 years old. Of course, he can try to do a jutsu and attack this person, but he knows this is Anko, but he still screams because being a 6-year-old kind of scares the shit out of him. So of course, Zakaron wakes up. And Anko wakes up also. Zakaron ran towards his room and said, "Naruto, what are you doing?" Naruto looks at Zakaron and just ran up to him and hugged him. I thought you died. I thought, why is there some purple hair lady at your room? And Uncle wake up and say, what the hell? My curse mark, it doesn't hurt. What the? Sakura said, oh, you're awake. I'm sorry about that, Uncle Mirashi. Sorry about Naruto kind of screaming. Now, of course, Naruto could have like turned left and like go see the couch because what's come? Well, Sakura was sleeping on there, but of course he decided to go to Sakura's room because maybe Sakura kind of stayed up late or something. So yeah, that's why he went to that room first instead of checking on the what's called the how should I say living room. So when Naruto just hugging what's called Zagaron, Uncle was like, "Wait, so what happened last night?" Sakura says, "It seems your curse mark was kind of flaring up, so some six ninjas tried to use you." And Uncle kind of just gasped and say, "Did they?" Uh, Sakura says, "No, I killed them all." And Uncle's like, "Wait, you were there?" Sakura says, "Yeah. I saw your curse mark, and I saw that it was from the snake thing or whatever. And since there's not many Uzumakis or the fourth Hokage to seal it up, I was decent enough to try to seal it. I'm not great with sealing jutsus. Well, Funjutsu in total. I only got to pick up a little bit just around, but not much." And Uncle's like whole curse mark didn't flare up or didn't hurt her that much. So she was like, "Thank you." And then Uncle says, "Wait, you ain't doing this because you want to get into my pants or something." Sakura says, "No, not really. Besides, I was just trying to help you out. And the fact that I could not really find your house or apartment, I didn't even know where you live, I just took you here so I can sleep in my bed." Uh, Zakaron, what's called yawns. Naruto is like, "So is she gonna be staying here?" Zakaron says, "No, no. She can probably go back home. I don't really care." And Zakaron really wanted to go back to sleep, because he didn't get that much good sleep because he sleep in the couch. He did pass out. The reason why, but Zakaron was like, uh, "You can go back to your house, Uncle. Whatever you want to do. Do you want at least some food so you can go back home and get strength at least, or have strength?" Blah blah blah. And Uncle says, "Sure." Zakaron just cooks up some eggs and all that, like eggs with some rice. And Uncle was eating the food, and it tastes good for her. Naruto was happy, and of course Zakaron was so tired he could barely eat the food. Like Zakaron almost fell on like his chair just falling asleep. Naruto says, "Zakaron, are you okay?" And Zakaron says, "Oh yes, Naruto. Um, what do you want?" Naruto says, "I just want to go outside and train." Sakura said, "Sure, go ahead. I'm just a little tired." And so Naruto does that. Naruto just goes outside and like trains and actually trying to do the different soul magic abilities. So with determination, he actually managed to bring out a sword and a shield that were red. With justice, he pulled out two guns. With what's to come. With kindness, he made like like he can heal things, and also so I don't remember all of WD Gaster's abilities, so let me try to remember all of them. Orange, I think, was explosions. Yellow was shooting beams. Purple was no, was it not levitate? It's called purple was telekinesis. Blue was some blue ropes. Dark blue was some saw abilities, and green was a green bubble to like protect him or heal him. I think so. And red, I don't even think he had red, but yeah. But Naruto has all those. He actually managed to pull out all the seven hands, and of course, with the seven hands having different color abilities, they also have the negative ability colors. So Naruto can actually use them that way instead of using the abilities each by each. How Naruto would probably use them. He can use the seven hands since he is sort of the reincarnation of Gaster. So, um, Naruto is using those abilities and trying to get better with them. Back to Sakura and Anko. Now Sakura wanted to go back to sleep, and Anko just wanted to do something before she leaves. She goes up to Zakaron, and before Zakaron even could like get to his bed or something, Anko decides to kiss him, which Zakaron kind of like perked up and was confused. Like Zakaron, he thinks he isn't that much of a good-looking guy, so yeah, he can care less. He barely cares about love and all that, and it was confusing as hell because this is his first time kissing someone. Well, sort of getting kissed by Anko. And since Anko and Sakura are about 24 years old, yes. Since I did say that Sakura was 24 and Anko, of course, is 24 from original canon. Anko, this is the first time kissing, and it's kind of weird to her. She doesn't really know how to do it. Same with Sakura. And Sakura just turns away and blushes. Same with Anko. And Anko says, just stop calling me, what's it called? Anko Miroshi. Just call me Anko. Sakura says, fine, just call me Sakura then. Or Zak. And Anko's like, fine, Zak. Or Zach. Or, yeah, you want to call him Zak. So, Anko was like, so, I gotta go. And Sakura says, yeah, I might just go to sleep or train Naruto. And Anko just says, maybe since I kind of made you not be able to sleep that much, maybe I can train what's called Naruto. Sakura said, sure, go ahead. And Naruto was trying to use his abilities. Of course, Sakura did tell him to not use his ability in front of people and all that. In front of those that he doesn't know. So, of course, it's only a 6-year-old Naruto still. So, not all his abilities are still there to using like Gaster blasters or other things. But he's trying to. And of course, he senses Anko coming, so of course he stopped using any of his abilities. And was just practicing in normal, what's called chakra. Of course, Sakura did teach him how to like chakra walk up or use chakra on water just to train on his chakra. So he's like trying to walk up the tree. He's doing it perfect. Then he's actually gonna go on water walking. Uncle comes and says, hello there, little Naruto. And Naruto says, hello there, Uncle. Was that your name, right? And Uncle said, yeah. I'm just here to train you since Sakura is tired. I feel bad, so that's why I'm gonna train you. So Uncle is still kind of crazy, but she isn't that crazy to make a kid like go, train the hell out of him. So of course she just kind of trains Naruto in some like a little bit of different jutsus, like a basic jutsus like the multi shuriken clone jutsu or just a substitution jutsu. She also decided to teach him like the what's it called, hidden snake jutsu, which Naruto he couldn't really use it. So instead of Naruto, he just saw it once. He can sort of copy it pretty easily, but without Sharingan. Like Naruto's eyes are pretty good to just copy them. It isn't a Kenkai, it's just him just seeing it once. he is smart enough to probably just do something about it. So, since, I mean, he does have the genius, what's called mind of W.D. Gaster. So, when Naruto saw the hidden shadow snakes or whatever, Naruto could not really do it, and when he tried, he didn't get it at first. He was confused until he got an idea. He uses the lightning infinity he had. Instead of doing the hidden snake shadow, he says hidden lightning shadow. Oh, well, not hidden, like no, hidden lightning snakes, and like threw out lightning snakes from his hand to hit a tree. The tree got just destroyed. Anko was shocked. Like, she was just like amazed, shocked, and what the fuck, this kid managed to copy my jutsu. But instead of copying it fully, he actually created his own. So Uncle thought that bullshit. Naruto isn't his like stepson, definitely his son. No, they're just of course stepson and stepfather. Since Naruto's real parents are Minato and Kushina. But Naruto saw the attack and he said, "Did I do good?" Uncle kind of snapped out of her like imagination on who was the mother, but instead she said, "Yeah, you did perfect." And Naruto says, "Thank you." So they trained for a little bit more. They train for a little bit more, and then the afternoon comes. Of course, this is where what's called Sakura wakes out of his like what's called out of his bed, and of course he hears knocking. He hears kind of knocking, pounding, and all that. And when he gets towards the door, he sees Kakashi, and he just says, "Older bro, what are you doing here?" Kakashi says, I'm just telling you, do you know where Anko is? Because if I don't find Anko, Yugao and, what's it called? Karnai will murder me, because I've been reading a little bit of, how should I say, Make Out Paradise books. And if I don't find her, they're gonna kill me. Anko and Karnai are like, not Anko, Yugao and Karnai are right behind, what's it called? Kakashi. Sakura says, "Why the hell did he went towards me?" And Kakashi was like, "Between you and me, I need help. I don't want to be murdered, but I don't want my book to be burnt." Sakura is burning even a pervert. I should mention that Sakura is the opposite of Kakashi. He's barely a pervert. He barely cares about the books or anything. He can care less. He's more mature than anything, and he's never late. So yeah. But he does tell Naruto the team is actually important. So yeah, and when Sakura looks at Kakashi and says, "Hey bro," Kakashi said, "Yeah, isn't that the book you were looking at?" Kakashi says, "Shh, that's my secret book, but I can't really let them to find it out." Yugao and Karnai heard that and says, "Kakashi, give us that book." Kakashi says, "No, this is my book. Besides, it's 2 versus 2. And Sakura says, "Don't count me in this bullshit. I don't read those bullshit books." And then he then says, "Don't count and don't ruin my lawn, Kakashi." Kakashi says, "This is sort of our house." Sakura says, "Do you live here? Do you pay the fucking bills?" And Kakashi says, "No." "Then fuck off, Kakashi." And Kakashi was like, "I am your older brother." And Sakura says, "Guess what? Not my fault. I'd rather not be your brother half the time. Hell no. If you are gonna get murdered in the woods. Actually, that reminds me, I gotta go check on Naruto." So he kind of locks the door and like leaves. "Excuse me, Kurenai and Yuga Sama." So they kind of move and they turn back around to see Kakashi already running. So Sakura was going to the woods and all that. But of course Kakashi like passed by him and running. And of course, Sakura could easily stop with Kakashi, but he isn't gonna try to stop or anything. So when he gets to the woods, of course, what's called Anko and Naruto was just training there. Of course, like talking. Well, I mean, Anko sort of found this like what's it called colorful snake. It was, I should say, the colors of the snake looked like sort of it had a red and also like this teal blue color, but it was also white. So of course Anko and Naruto was sort of playing with the snake and all that. And the snake really liked what's it called Naruto and all that. So Naruto just had it around his like neck and all that. It wasn't a very big snake, it was only a small snake. But of course this is where Kakashi comes out of nowhere and just starts running. And then this is where Karnai and Yugao just chase after him. And Anko just says, Yugao, Karnai, what are you doing? And Karnai and Yugao turns around, sees Anko just playing with like a white hair kid. White hair, pale skinned kid and all that. Kakashi turns around and says, I'm safe. Now I can read my book. He tries to pull that out. His book was gone. Zakuron already took his book super fast without Kakashi even noticing. Zakuron basically just spin it around like his finger. Zakuron thought this would be good enough for Kakashi to ever F off and leave me alone. So Uncle Yugao and Kurenai were all hugging, and they were saying, I thought something happened to you, Uncle, both Yugao and Kurenai said. And Uncle said, no, not really. I just got helped out by a friend, a Hatake. Yugao and Kurenai just looks at Kakashi. So you helped her out, but you didn't tell us where she was? Kakashi says, I didn't help her out at all. Don't try to murder me. Zakuron was right behind the two of them that was kind of staring daggers at Kakashi. And of course, Zakuron's like, he is super much of a better, what's it called? He's super stealthy, so of course he was like right behind, what's it called? Kurenai and Yugao without them even noticing. Kurenai's a Shoni now, and of course Yugao's a Ambu. And Zaka's like, can you both move? I'm trying to get my son. And both Kurenai and Yugao jumped, and they were like, wait, what was your name? They like turn around to see what's called Zakuron just grabbing Naruto and saying, let's go, Naruto. And then Naruto says, okay, bye, mom. Like he just said bye, mom, to Anko, and Anko kind of blushed. And then Zakuron just like said, oh, hold up. No, we're not doing this. And of course Zakuron was kind of blushing at the same time. And Yugao and Kurenai was like, hold up. What did that kid say? Yugao then saw this was Naruto Uzumaki, and said, like they were trying to piece this whole thing to like together. Same with Kakashi, was confused. And Uncle was just saying, no, Naruto, my name is just Anko. Just say Anko. And Naruto said, okay, Anko. And Sakura was like, thank God. And then Kakashi started bursting out laughing, saying, oh, Zakaron, I knew you were a cheeky person, a cheeky kid, a cheeky brother. Like Kakashi was proud of like Zakuron until Zakuron just looks and pulls out what's called Kakashi's book and said, you want to say that again, Kakashi? Kakashi says, you had my book. What are you doing? Well, if I can't find my lighter, I'm burning it. Kakashi says, no, you ain't doing that. Sakura, if you touch that book and burn it, I will. What will you do? Try to kill me? Really? You really want to kill your younger brother for a book? And Kakashi's like, I know I can't kill you. What if and Sakura says, if you dare touch Naruto, I will fucking murder you. Now, there was like this intense bloodlust, like just raiding off what's called Zakuron and smashing on Kakashi, and Kakashi could barely breathe. And some of what's called Yugao, Kurenai, and Anko sort of like felt this, and it was just this Bloodlet was just all piss, anger, and like just the murder intent to kill Kakashi if he touches Naruto. So, well, Kakashi says, "Never mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything." And then Kakashi's, "Well, I could always, and then again smashes again and says, "Never mind." But this time, instead of like just Zakuron just using his bloodlust, it was both Kurenai, Anko, and Yugao kind of throwing bloodlust at him. Because Kakashi was thinking, if I kind of just mess around with Anko or probably just say this whole funny thing to other people, yeah, no, he's like about to die by all four of them. Now Naruto is just kind of playing with the snake and all that. Like Zakuron has Naruto on like his arms and all that. And of course, Naruto just has the snake kind of playing around with it. So, yeah. Now, Sakura says, "Fuck off, Kakashi. I'm going back home." And then Kakashi says, "Can I get my book back?" Sakura says, "Ah, yes. Catch. Yugao." Yugao said, "Wait, why did you give me this?" "Oh no, do whatever you want." Kakashi says, "Zakaron, you bastard! I thought you were gonna give me back my book." And both Yugao, Kurenai, and Anko just had like this bright grin and ready just to burn the book. And Kakashi's just like, "No!" And the only thing they heard, well, both Naruto and Zakaron, was just boom, 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 zap, 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 crush, crush, crush. Like a bunch of freaking sounds. That's just cause let me say that again. That's just Kakashi fucked up and accidentally grabbed what's called Yugao's, how should I say, chest. And Kakashi, that was an accident, and of course he got fucked up by all three of them. So Kurenai and Anko just started, not Kurenai, Anko, Yugao and Kurenai started just making jokes with Anko and all that, and saying, "So, when are you two gonna, get married and have some fun?" And Uncle was like, "Shut up, both of you." And of course, they're just making fun of him, making fun of her. And of course, Kakashi's in the ground, like bleeding, and just knocked the fuck out. He does have his book, sort of in one tag piece. Now, since that happened, the next, so we skip about a year, and Naruto is now 7, and both Anko and Zakaron just started kind of dating. Now, of course, Anko and Zakaron are now 25, while Naruto being 7. And Kurenai and what's called Yuga kind of approved with this, for them to be dating. But Kakashi kind of disapproved, but, yeah, he has no right to disapprove since both Zakaron and Anko just looked happy, and both Yuga would threaten Kakashi. Well, both Yuga and Kurenai would murder Kakashi if he tries anything bullshit. And Naruto's happy. Well, Naruto's now his abilities are much stronger. He actually has trained in his abilities, like using all the other souls and all that, the 7 souls. So when Naruto was doing that, Naruto was just learning how to use his powers and all that. He also did show his powers with Anko. So Naruto did his Kenkai, whatever you like to call him, which is not a Kenkai, it's just WZ's Gaster abilities. And Sakura saw the improvement on what's called Naruto's abilities, and thinking maybe they're just growing by themselves. And of course, Uncle saw this, and she just called Naruto Little Naruto for now. Until we do another, what's it called? A year time skip and all that. Now Naruto's 8 years old. His abilities are much stronger, but not strong enough. What's it called? Naruto's now 8. He's going to the academy. But back to Anko and Sakura. Anko and Sakura kind of decide to just get sort of becoming fiance and fianza, or whatever they call. So they're kind of thinking of getting married and all that. Sakura did propose to Anko and all that. So Anko and Sakura are both 26 now. And of course Kakashi's now like 29. Well, I forgot what I said, 27, 29. Yeah, he's 29 now. And yeah. So I think I said he was 26. He's now 28. I can't remember. He's 29 or 28. I forgot what I said. So of course, what Uncle calls Naruto now is son, and same with Sakura. So calling him little Naruto now, or Naruto, or like young Naruto, calls him son also. So Naruto calls both Anko and Sakura mom and dad, and also has called Kakashi, Purby, Anko, and both Kurenai and Yugao, aunt, and then calls grandfather towards Hiruzen. And so yeah. Now, with that happening, we go into the academy with Naruto. Naruto isn't really that. Well, I mean, how should I say? Naruto does not get bullied by the other kids, not much, because Naruto doesn't have those whiskers, and people don't really just sort of ignore him and all that. People kind of just stay away from him because he's kind of pale and has white hair. He kind of looks like a ghost. Which Naruto can care less about the whole bullshit. Instead, he kind of just not care about anyone, because he sees the academy is sort of boring. Like the first couple of days he see it, he is bored out of his mind. And if he ditches, Uncle will probably chase after him. Sakura will probably not really care if he ditches or not. So yeah. So, Naruto is just walking around now. And, he's just, like, at the, So, when it's recess or whatever, Naruto's just walking around. Of course, he doesn't like anyone that much. And some of the girls think he's kind of weird and all that because he's a ghost or whatever. And Naruto can care less. Naruto met this, little girl named... So, Naruto bumps into this, like, sort of white-haired girl with, like, red sort of lines on her cheek. And she is from, her name is Zakirin, from the, Inuzuka clan. So, she is not the sister of Kiba, but someone from the clan that was sort of like the same age as Kiba. So also decided to went to the academy. So she's 8 with her friend, So the Inuzuka girl had another two friends. This other friend had purple hair like this, black hair, and her name was Hana, well not Hana, Zayana, Zayana, well, it wasn't from a, noble clan or anything. She was only a civilian, family and all that. But she kind of had a weird kenkai where she can play music. Like, it was only singing and kind of making people fall asleep. So, yeah. Or play music and actually break everyone's ears. So, yeah. So this is another friend of theirs. She had like white hair with blue eyes. and her name is Yuki. So she was from the Yuki clan that kind of out where her family kind of went out of the what's it called Mist Village towards the Leaf Village to outrun the whole blood purge or something. So of course she is a Yuki. She can use the ice style. So yeah, Naruto accidentally bumps into this group and says sorry. I didn't see where I was going. And of course, the Uzumaki just said, it's fine. Wait, aren't you that ghost hair kid or whatever? Naruto just says, I'm sorry about that. And two other girls says, why are you sorry? And Naruto says, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of tired, so I just didn't see you. And so they're like, what are you tired from? Naruto just said, from training. Using my abilities to actually train, since my father has told me to train my abilities to actually make them perfection. So I won't be able to hurt anyone. And since all three of them actually have different sort of bloodlines, they kind of know what the feeling is since they don't really know how to control it. So they just talk to Naruto. It's like, what kind of bloodline you have? Naruto just says, I can't really say what my bloodline is since I don't really know you. My parents always told me not to use it or anything. And so yeah, Sakura and Uncle has told Naruto never to use it in public or anything. With that happening, the three females just said, well, we can't neither tell you our abilities neither, so I mean, yeah, that was actually just such a stupid question to tell you. And Naruto just says, I mean, it wasn't really a stupid question, it's just an ability you wanted. Not an ability. It's just some information you wanted from me. It's not stupid, but yeah. And they kind of became good friends and all that. While Kiba kind of just got mad because those three females are kind of, what's it called? Well, in Kiba's logic, hot as heck. And, everyone else was just thinking the same. So they wanted to go against Naruto and all that. Of course, there were some, like, fangirls that with Sasuke and all that. Sasuke isn't someone that really likes anyone. Since the Uchiha Massacre still hasn't happened. But he goes up towards the group. And he just sits next to the group. So he basically sits next to Naruto. And since he's sort of still a go-lucky kid and all that, he just says hello. And Naruto says, are you not afraid of me or anything? And Sasuke says, no, not really. No, not really. But what is your name? Naruto says, Naruto Uzumaki. Well, they kind of changed Naruto Uzumaki's, last name. So basically, instead of saying Naruto Uzumaki, is Naruto Hatake. So Naruto says Naruto Hatake. And then the three girls was like, Hatake. Wait, hold up. Kakashi Hatake? Do you know that? Not Kakashi Hatake. Hatake. I think we have heard of your name, haven't we? If you're thinking of the, they're like, but they forgot what they're gonna say, but yeah. Then Sasuke says, oh, well, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. And so the girls introduce themselves, one being Zakarin, Izuka, and the other one being Zayanera Hula? You want me to just call it Hula, whatever. And the last one being, what's it called? Wincy, Yuki. And so Sasuke was like, oh, nice to meet you. Oh. And Naruto's like, this kid's a little too cheerful. So yeah, since that was a thing, so they started just talking all that until Kiba just wanted to say, hey, you two, Uchiha and a ghost person, which Naruto kind of just didn't really care. Then Kiba says, "Fight me," and some people was like, "Damn, Kiba's really cocky or something. This kid is really cocky, fighting against two of them." While Sasuke is still sort of good at taijutsu and all that, he actually has trained with Itachi, and of course Naruto being good at taijutsu and everything else, also just said okay. So both Sasuke and Naruto just look at each other and had this sort of connection, saying, "Do you want to fight together or fight alone?" And Sasuke kind of just gave him that nod, where like, fight together. And so Kiba was like, "Bring it on, you two. You can't defeat me." And 30 seconds later, he got his ass kicked. So basically, Kiba got his ass kicked by both of them. So what happened was Naruto kicked Kiba in the face. Then Sasuke grabbed what's called Naruto from the shoulders. Well, like he jumped over sort of Naruto, like grab. I should say he grabbed from the shoulders, jump over him and all that, and then kick Kiba in the face. And then after that, Naruto like grabbed Sasuke from the arm and like pulled him, and like did a 360. So yeah, he spin and then threw Sasuke at Kiba, and before Kiba can even like react, he gets kicked in the stomach. Well, not kicked in the stomach, but kneed in the stomach. So he kind of just go bah. And then Naruto like then rushes at Kiba and then smashes his face into the ground. So that's why Kiba got his ass kicked pretty easily. So since that was happening, everyone's shocked between both Naruto and Sasuke's speed and all that. So they call Sasuke the so for the nicknames for Sasuke and Naruto, they call Sasuke the Dark Shadow fighter. With Naruto, they just call him the skeleton. So yeah, I don't know. No. They call Sasuke the Shadow Crow fighter, and Naruto the ghost well, not ghost, skeleton something. I don't know what you like to call their nicknames, but yeah. But between those two, they sort of had this connection, and so they kind of just started training from 8 years old all the way to 9 years old. So yeah, every day, and also with the other three females, like the Uzumaki, I forgot what I called them, but yeah, they just train. And when the Uchiha massacre, Sasuke wasn't really affected by it, since he wasn't really close with like his family that much, since he always trained with what's called Naruto and all that, and also has met Naruto's family, like Sakuron Hatake and Anko what's called Hatake also. Like Anko was okay to already take what's called the Hatake name and all that. So yeah. So when the Uchiha massacre did happen, Itachi says, "Come at me and you have to hate me more. You have to kill me. I just kill everyone in the clan. Fight me. When you have so much hatred, fight me, Sasuke." Sasuke kinda was affected by the whole genjutsu, but instead of like passing out, he kinda looks at Itachi and just said, "Okay, bye. I'm gonna go leave. I'm gonna just go live with the Hatakes," and just like opens the door and leaves. Itachi says, "What? What? Sasuke, get back over here. I was doing a fucking monologue speech." Sasuke already left. He straight up just like, "Okay, bye. Let me go with the Hatakes now." Since he kind of does see Itachi as an older brother, but of course Itachi really didn't teach him that much. So, or train or teach him that much. But for Naruto, he sees him as like a twin brother that he never knew. So, of course, he kind of sees more Naruto as a brother, because how Naruto just looks all white and all that. And while Sasuke looking all black, he's just like yin yang. Yeah, you want screw it. Screw it. I'd rather be a Hatake than a Uchiha. So basically, Sasuke just walks away, and Itachi's like, "Fuck's sake, Sasuke. Oh my days. Fine, you want to screw it, I don't have time." he leaves. So Sasuke just goes to what's it called? The Hotsuki's and all that. They were just sort of sleeping at that time. Of course, I heard knocking. Sakura wakes up and goes to the door and sees Sasuke. He's like, Sasuke, do you need help? Not Sakura, it was, what's it called? Naruto that opened the door. And because both Sakura and Uncle kind of went on a little date and all that. And so they weren't really in the house, so that's why Naruto opened the door. And, well, Naruto has shown his ability. He does show his Kenkai to his, what's called 4 friends. Sasuke and the other 3. Which is not much of a Kenkai, but yeah. So, Sasuke then explains towards Naruto that his brother just murdered a clan and has nowhere to live. Can he live here? Can he live here? Naruto was sort of tired at the same time. He kind of understand what Sasuke just said and says, sure, why not? So basically, he let Sasuke in and Sasuke can take the guest room. So yeah, next day happens. Sakura was confused why Sasuke's here. Uncle was also confused. Naruto and Sasuke explains that I guess his old brother went crazy and killed the clan. Sakura was okay. What the fuck? So Hiruzen thought that, holy shit, Itachi really killed his brother. Because he couldn't find Sasuke anywhere. But the next day happens, and of course, Sakura came with Sasuke and said, I found Sasuke. I don't know if that's important or something. And Hiruzen says, Sasuke, where were you? At the Hatake. Okay, why were you there? Because Itachi murdered the clan and said something about like, you must have enough hatred, blah blah blah. So I just said, hey, I can move on with my second family. Hiruzen says, second, are you trying to become a Hatake? Sasuke say, maybe. And Hiruzen just looks at Sakura and Uncle and says, are you gonna adopt him? Sakura says, fuck it, why not? So yeah, they just adopt what's called Sasuke into the family. So Sasuke still will have his Uchiha name, but Hatake at the end. So yeah, with Sasuke's clothes, he does have the symbol of the Hatake. So Naruto does have the Hatake symbol on his clothes on the back, with Uzumaki on the side and all that. Same with Sasuke, he does have the Hatake symbol on his back of his shirt, with a Uchiha crest on like his left shirt. Well, I mean not left shirt, left shoulder. So yeah. Both Naruto are now sort of twin brothers step and all that. So yeah, so Sasuke didn't become emo and all that. You just saw Naruto's the brother he actually needed instead of Itachi. So yeah, everyone heard about the Uchiha massacre. They all tell Sasuke how much Uchiha blah blah blah. Instead of Sasuke becoming cocky, Sasuke barely even cared about anyone else. Unless it was his 4 friends. Well, 4 friends. Naruto and the other 3. So yeah. So I'm gonna do a time skip, and now they are, well, 12 years old. 2-year time skip. They are, not 2 years, they were 9. Yeah, 12 years old. Wait. No, 3-year time skip. So yeah, they're 12 now, and they are doing the tests and all that. Of course, Mizuki still tries to trick, I guess, Naruto since he looks all white. And of course, Sasuke sits next to Naruto. And of course, the other 3 does sit around the group and all that. And they're just sitting all in one group and all that. Well, there's 2 sitting in the chairs behind, like all the way behind. In the middle, there will be Sasuke and Naruto, and one sits in the front of them. They kind of notice Mizuki sort of like smirking and giving a Genjutsu paper towards Naruto. Naruto and Iruka does have this sort of relationship of like in original canon. And Naruto just tells Uruka that he has a genjutsu paper. I don't know why. And Uruka says, "What do you mean?" Naruto says, "Release," and it shows this. So Uruka just said, "That is a genjutsu." He looks at Mizuki, and Mizuki says, "Shit." And of course, Mizuki tries to, well, attack all the kids, like every single person, until Sasuke blocks all the like shuriken throws. Same with like the other three. So the girl tries to put Mizuki into a sleep. I think I call her Sayana Hyugi or whatever I call her. I don't remember what I call her. Fully. So she tries to make him go to sleep, but of course Mizuki already knew about her ability, and of course Mizuki smashes his face into the fucking concrete, or not concrete, into the stairs. And then everyone kind of shocked the ability she has, and she kind of gets embarrassed. And Sasuke was like, "Hell yeah, we took him out. Good job." And Naruto says, "I barely even did anything. I mean, you found out he was a traitor, I guess so." And Naruto says, "I guess I did. High five." So everyone's just seeing this and they're like, "Okay, well, yeah, we knew they were kind of strong, so I mean, what's the biggest surprise here?" And so they still did a test and all that. Of course, Naruto gets 10 out of 10, same with Sasuke, and same with the others, the other three that are friends with. So, Sakarin, Hana, I'm gonna just call her Hana now, and then so Sakarin, Izuka, Hana, I don't know what to call it that much. Civilian name, and then what's it called? The third member, being Wendy Yuki. So yeah, when it came to the whole physical thing, they did 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And now when it's the whole sparring match, it's Kiba versus Naruto, and then Sasuke versus wait, no, not Sasuke. Sasuke versus Kiba, and Naruto versus Shino. Then Sasuke versus what's it called? Hana. Ino versus what's it called? Sakarin. And then what did I just call her? Wendy versus what's it called? Well, she was going against an actually transfer student. This transfer student, it actually has red and blue hair, and her abilities are sort of unknown to everyone, but she kind of, instead of using shurikens, she threw like paper shurikens at the targets. Her ability is sort of paper and all that, and that's the only thing that Wendy has and all that on her. So yeah. So the person name is Konan Uzumaki. So basically, she is basically Konan and Nagato's sort of daughter. Now, how the hell that happened? Think of whatever in your mindscape. Not mindscape, mind. However that like to happen. So yeah, so they did have a daughter, and well, that's the daughter they had. So of course, the fight between Sasuke and Kiba still got his ass kicked. Shinon and Naruto did like white lightning style. White lightning arrows to just attack what's it called? Shinon, and Shinon was like, "I gotta fucking just say I quit." Like he done. He not fighting him. Hell no. So yeah, Aruka just saw these incredible moves from, well, he wasn't that much surprised between Sasuke being a prodigy and same with Naruto being a prodigy from the Hotsuki family. So yeah, then he saw Hana versus Sasuke, and Sasuke just got her ass kicked. That useless trash can could barely even fight her. Hana just sang some songs and basically hit the ground. So yeah, trash can just hit the ground and KO herself. Ino versus Zakarin, and Zakarin, she used well, she does have a what's called a dog on her, not a dog. She has a what's called a one of those dogs and all that, but her ability with the dog, sometimes she doesn't really like the puppy getting hurt, so she does keep him at home sometimes, but does train with him a lot and all that, so the puppy get stronger and all that. So what Zakarin does is basically makes her like nails larger and longer, and just starts scratching at what's it called Ino. And of course Ino loses because the only thing Ino and Sasuke are still doing are the same thing in original canon. So now is what's it called Windy versus what's it called Konan. So yeah, um, so how this happened is Konan uses some paper attacks, Windy uses ice style, and the fight sort of starts going on. And of course, Konan then uses like Uzumaki chains to try to attack her. What's it called? Windy uses ice mirrors and actually traps her, and then uses ice attacks to actually hit her and all that. Konan turns into paper, and of course, Uruka says, "Screw it, time." And both of them start fighting. And both of them just bow down and say, "Good fight." So, yeah. Naruto, Sasuke, and all of them had to do the shadow clones and all that. So, well, not Sasuke. Naruto has better control on his chakra, so of course he can do perfect shadow clones. Not this multi-shadow clone jutsu or anything. Just perfect shadow clones. Just like he summons two of them and all that. And then he does the whole substitution jutsu pretty easy and all that. So yeah. So all of them pass. The only people that aren't gonna pass in this one is Sasakura and no. They do pass. Everyone does pass and all that. But the teams are actually gonna be different from this. So Zakarin, Hana, and what's it called? Windy, Sasuke, and Naruto. So this was the next day for the teams and all that. He said, and also said, actually another team, Konan Uzumaki will be in one team together with two Jonin senseis, Zakaron Hatake and Anko Midarashi. So Anko changed her name back to Midarashi. Of course, they didn't break up or anything. They just wanted to see which of them are actually gonna get the the two kids, both Naruto and Sasuke. So the team is together, but of course they do have two Jonin senseis. That's basically Naruto's parents. Kakashi, he gets Kiba, Kiba, Sasakura, and some random kid. So yeah, Kakashi did became a what's it called Jonin, thinking he probably gets Sasuke or Naruto. Yeah, no, he fucked up. So yeah. So this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep. The problem is why I'm just kidding. I'm not leaving it off here. No, I'm just kidding. So they go on and out the teams about like the likes and goals and all that. So Naruto's likes and goals would be different, being like, I want to become the best. His likes are his friends, and yeah, Konan was something being like, yeah, I'm just gonna skip all that. Yeah, I'm not gonna go all between all like 6 of them and all that. So yeah, so yeah, that was happening, and now with Calm. So I don't remember where I left that. Sorry, I got distracted with family and all that. So, so Naruto is kind of now going against a bell test and all that. Actually, there's not really a bell test because all of them can actually work together pretty good. So instead of doing the bell test, Sakaron and what's called Uncle do train and what's called water walking and what's it called tree climb to see what kind of chakra places they have. Everyone can do the tree climbing and also water walking. It's not like they all did train together, except for Konan Uzumaki. But yeah, Konan Uzumaki kind of just trained with like her parents, being two Akatsuki leaders. Yeah. Um, the only way she got sent there is to find the nine-tailed Shinchuriki. And there's no way she's gonna find the nine-tailed Shinchuriki. The only reason why is because Naruto doesn't use the nine tails at all. And he does not look like any Uzumaki or the fourth Hokage at all. So yeah. But she sees that these people are mostly with Kenkakais and also Dojutsus or just being pale white as hell. Which, when she looks at Naruto, Konan Uzumaki, when she looks at Naruto, it kind of sort of she kind of has this weird connection that kind of looks just like her father Uzumaki Nagato, since he's also sort of pale and skinny. But Naruto isn't skinny, he is kind of ripped and all that, but he just pale white. But yeah, um they do the D rank missions and also C rank missions. With Kakashi basically failed the what's it called, Gennings that he had on his team. So Sasuke and two others, Kiba still goes in Karnai and all that. So yeah, Kakashi doesn't really have a team, since he failed those three because yeah, he didn't care. And since that's the thing, this is where I'm gonna kind of leave it off. They just do a bunch of D rank missions, not C rank missions. Um, but yeah, I will talk about the C rank missions they're gonna do. It isn't just one; it's gonna be two C rank missions. But yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato, and potato.